Hi everyone, my name is Jitendra. Today I am starting a new series to to teach about everything about core Java. So in this series, I'll be covering introduction Java, what is Java and who wrote it and when it was published, and next object-oriented programming, method overloading, method overriding, abstract classes, interfaces, inheritance, polymorphism, exception handling, collections framework, generics, multi-threading, concurrency, Java 8 features. These kind of topics we'll be learning in the whole series. And at the end of this series, we'll be doing a few questions to understand the topics better. So let's start with our introduction of Java. So what is Java? First, we'll start with Java definition. So Java is what? Java is a high-level class-based object-oriented programming language, which is designed to have few implementation dependencies as possible. So let's just first understand what is class-based and object-oriented programming. So most of the things in Java will be happening with the help of classes and objects. That's why we say class-based and object-oriented programming. Everything will be happening with the help of object only here. So I'm writing the definition. You can correlate this. You can also save this and you can make the notes. Always keep pen and pencil with you whenever you are studying or learning anything new, because it gives you more or better understanding in any topic. Okay, so let's write this. Java is high level, class based, and object oriented programming. So what is object, what is class? So I'll give you one high level example. Class is nothing but a plan or architecture. So for example, if we are building a house, so we plan first. So that architecture, that plan of the house, where we will what, where will be our kitchen, where will be our drawing or hall or theater. So that wherever we are defining the parts of our home, it is class. And when we actually build it, that is an object. The complete object is what? A house, a complete built house. Okay, so this is the difference between class and object, right? Now when, so this is what, this is Java. And who wrote Java? Java was given by james james gosling in James Gosling, and it was released in 1995. Okay, so this is about Java. What is Java? Now, why Java? Why do we need it? And what is the principle of this Java? So first, we'll go over the principle. So principle of Java language is Vora. What is Vora? Principle of Java is Vora. Vora. We write it like this. And what does Vora means? Vora means write once and run anywhere. What is this? Write once. We write the code once and we can run it anywhere. It is independent of any operating system. So what it does, whenever we do install the JDK, that is Java, in our system, in any system, maybe in a Mac or Ubuntu, Linux or Windows, it comes with a JVM. So what JVM does, the written code is converted to the bytecode by the JVM and by the machine, Java virtual machine, which is JVM, and it can be run in with the help of JVM, Java virtual machine. So basically, Java compiler will be converting the code in the bytecode, and that bytecode will be run by JVM, which is in the machine, in any machine, whenever we install, right? So write once, run anywhere. So what this gives us What this Vora gives us benefit, it gives us the benefit of independency. So that is the first feature of this Java language, feature of Java. So Java, first feature is Java is platform independence. Java platform independency. Dependency. What we can do, Java bytecode runs on any JVM. Okay. Second thing, it is object oriented. But we have learned already, object oriented. Why? Because everything revolves around everything is done with the help of objects. We create objects. What are objects? I have already explained you. Objects are nothing but a built house, but the class is what? Class is the plan or architecture, or we can say blueprint of object, right? Now the third thing, the third feature of Java is it is a strongly typed language. Strongly typed language means we will have to define the type of the data. For example, if I'm writing my name, this is the language I'm writing in. It is English, and it is English words made of characters. Characters are nothing but letters. So whenever we are writing anything, we are doing anything, so we define the data type. For the data, we define the data type. It should be the letter of English, and the English letter will combine to create a word, and word will combine a line. So similarly, whenever we are dealing with Java language and we are doing any operation and we are processing the data should be defined, that it is a type of character type or decimal type or number type or integer type, so float type. So there are many types, basically 8 primitive types out there. This we will learn later, but for now you should understand that for word we have string, for number we have int, right? For decimal we have double. So we have to define the data type, right? Next is automatic. Next feature is automatic garbage, or we say memory management. It does the garbage collection. Garbage means the waste. Whenever we create any object and it is not being used right now, it is not referenced, it is not being used anywhere in the program, so it will be garbage collected, which means garbage collector is an agent in the Java which will collect that garbage, that unused object, and it will clean it. That means removes from the system. And why do we do this? To clean the memory. Because if we keep on creating the object and we are never cleaning the memory, and it will fill up our empty space, and we will not be uh, using our system productively or efficiently. We cannot use it, right? So that's the fourth thing. Fifth thing is multi-threaded. What do you mean by multi-threaded? Multi-threaded means, let's say I have given a task to a person, and he has to do it, and he's alone. He For example, I have to complete it in 1 hour. So in that case, I'm not being dependent on one person. I have assigned 4 more persons, total 5 person I have assigned to the task. So in that case, what will happen? The task will be completed in lesser time. So that is multi-threaded, that is concurrency, that multiple person are working on the same task to complete it efficiently and quickly. Concurrent. So that concurrency programming is supported by Java. Which, why do we need it? To finish the task in lesser time, because it's a simple logic. Whenever you give a task to a single person, or you give the same task to 5%, so the 5% together will finish the task more quickly. So that's the sixth feature. And seven is the fifth feature. Now come to the sixth. Six is secure. Java is secure. Why do we say secure? Whenever the Java program is converted to bytecode, right? Then there is bytecode verifier in Java. It verifies again. It verifies the bytecode again to make sure everything is correct. Bytecode again to make sure that everything is correct. So that is why it is secure also. Okay, now move on to the next point. Next point is what? It is robust. Why robust? What do you mean by robust? Robust means it provides strong type checking. Type checking means the data type. We cannot use uh, double instead of integer. We cannot use string instead of number. So for example, I'll give you a simple example. So let's assume a data type like a unit. So centimeter, meter, liter, and kgs. These are some units. Similarly, we have data types also. So there are uses. Whenever we are saying meters, so meters can be used to measure the length, and kg can use to weigh any object, to weigh it, right? Similarly, whenever we are using any number manipulation we are doing, we can use integer, int. If we are dealing with decimal type, we can use double. So this is type. So it gives us type checking. That's the first thing. Second thing, it gives us exception handling. So what happens if we write any program? There can be few mistakes. Our program can do mistakes, or we write program, we can do mistakes while writing the program. So that exception handling we can also do very easily in Java. And the garbage collection. Whenever there is unused object, unused references are there, it will be garbage collected. The waste will be collected and it will be removed from the main memory and give us some extra space, right? The last 8 part is it is distributed. What do you mean by distributed? Distributed means it gives us the flexibility, it gives us the protocol support. What is protocol support? You whenever you go to any website, you see there is http, https, and then you might have heard of smtp. This is the protocol for email sending. So these kind of support it gives, right? So these are the features of Java. So this we have done, right? Now let's move on to the major picture, the very first question of this series for interview. So there is very famous question in interview, that what is the difference? What is, I'll not give difference. What is JDK, JRE, and JVM? Because we are doing first time, we'll not give difference. We'll just understand this. Okay. So what is JDK, JRE, JVM? So let us understand this. It is very simple. So JDK, let me give the full form first. What is JDK? So JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Java Development Kit. So what this kit has? This kit has JRE plus compiler I'll explain you what is compiler plus debugger plus some tools. Right? So this is JDK. So what does it give? JDK is a complete kit. You can say it's a complete machine, or we can say it's a car which has engine, seat, petrol section, everything it has, right? So this is JDK. Now we come to the JRE. JRE is what? JRE is the engine. What is this? JRE, we say JRE is runtime environment. We will not say JRE is the engine. JRE is runtime environment, which means the engine part we can say, right? The petroleum, the every part comes together and create a whole machine, or we can say car. So this is JRE. JRE is Java Runtime Environment. In simpler words, you can understand this in that it provides everything which is needed to run a program. Okay, so this is JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So what it gives, it includes JVM and some libraries. Libraries are nothing but uh, libraries facilitates some programming functionalities. We'll see this later. These libraries are normally called jar files. We use it. These are available in Java already with JDK it comes. Okay. Now the last thing, JVM. So what JVM does? JVM executes. JVM is Java. JVM is Java Virtual Machine. What it does? It executes. Its main function is to execute the bytecode. Okay. Now there is one thing remaining here. Not one thing. Two. We have this compiler. What is compiler? Compiler converts .java file to .class file. Java to .class. Okay. And what else? Debugger. Debugger, you will be understanding it when you will be working with the with with code with in STS. Debugger is a tool. Is a tool to test, not to test, to debug. To debug. What do you mean by debug? If there is anything wrong in our code, we'll go to the debugger. We'll start our program in debugging mode, and we'll go step by step, and we'll see at what step, at what stage we are seeing that error, right? So that is debugger. So we have understood what is JDK, JVM, JRE. So JDK is a complete kit which has JRE, compiler, everything. JVM it also have. Now JRE is runtime environment which has JVM and some libraries, and JVM is Java Virtual Machine which executes the bytecode. Okay. Now there are few more things here like class loader. What is class loader? You'll be seeing this. It's a part of JVM that loads the files into memory at runtime to run it. Runtime means whenever our program starts executing, the class loader will load all the files into the memory to run it. Okay. Now, one more thing, JIT. What is JIT? JIT is just in time. Just in time compiler. Compiler, and it is available in JVM, right? What it does, it converts the main work it does, it converts the bytecode to machine code at runtime for speed. At runtime for speed. To run our program quickly, we use this JIT. Okay, so this was JIT. Okay, now we'll move on to the next part. The next part I'll be giving you this is all theory, and one more thing I'll be explaining here. Let's just give you some example of data types also. I'll be teaching you the data types. Now, I'll tell you what data types we have. So we have byte, we have short. Okay, let me scroll it down. We have byte, we have short, we have int, we have long, we have float. Okay, we have double, we have char, we have boolean, we have string, array, and objects. So basically above this, these all are primitive data types. What are primitives? The very first primitives are ancestral, we can say, the origination primitives, and these are non-primitives. Okay, string, array, and object, these are non-primitives. So this is our data type. So in byte, what we do, it accepts numbers, but there is a range for this. Byte is of 1 byte, and the range for this is minus 128 to 127. This is too much details, I'll just give you this only. So we do not need this kind of detail, we'll be reading this later. So what I'll do, byte, short, int, and long, right? So these all are what? These are numbers. Or what numbers? Non-decimal numbers. But it varies. Byte is the smallest, then short, int, and long. Whenever we have a very large number, for example, if we have a large number, 1 million, 2 million, 100 crores, then we use long. If we have single 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 or up to 127, we use byte. So these are the kind of boxes. Whenever the data is used, we'll use the bigger data type. Whenever the data is less, we use the lesser or smaller data type. Okay, similarly we have float, double. These are the decimal data types. Whenever we have to deal with the decimal values or decimal data, we use the float or double. Char is for characters, or we say letters A, B, C, like this. And boolean is for true or false. True, false. Whenever we have anything, we want to get the data in true or false cases only, we use boolean type. Non-primitives are string. What is the string? String is made up of characters. For example, Jitendra. This is a string, right? So this is the non-primitive type. So you understood the data types now. So these are data types. When do we use it? It depends on the use case. What is the use case? And we understand the use case. And after understanding the use case, we go for what? We go for the selection of data type, right? Now, at the same time, I'll also be telling you the access modifiers. I think, okay, it not explain it now because it would be too much, because it's a theory. If you are a fresher, you will not be able to understand. But anyways, let me explain you. You should have the context. You should learn something for now. It should be your homework. Like, so for example, there are access specifiers, access modifiers. We have access modifiers. So what are these modifiers? As you can say, as you can see, the name is self-explanatory. Access modifiers means we are modifying the access. Who can access what? So there are 4 types of modifiers. First one is, I'll give you first one. First one is private. Second one is protected, public, and default. Right? Now, what it gives? Whenever we are using public, it gives all access. It means it can be accessed from anywhere. And there are 3 things we understand here: package, subclass, and same class. Okay, what we are understanding here, we have to understand in terms of 3 things: class, same class, same class, package, if whether package is same or not, and subclass. Okay, so this is the criteria to check. So the private can be accessed only same class, right? It is kind of, so let's understand the logic with the school. Let's say we have a school, and in school we have classes. In classes, in classes, not in classes, we have a school. In school we have floors. In floors we have what? We have classes. In classes we have what? Desk or seat. So the private is what? Private is can be accessed only in the class level, means in that room only. Whoever in that room only, that can only access this. When we talk about public, public means it is available in ground, so anyone can access it, open for anyone, is standing or sitting in ground, anyone can see it. And default means who can see it? In default, the person who's sitting in the same class, he can see it, or person in the subclass cannot see it, and parent class in same package you can see it. So this is what in default, this is for same class and same package. Same package means we can say floor, whether see what I have done, same. So this you will understand later. You will have to do some homework, because default keyword is being used with methods and variables. Public, these are also can be used with variables, methods, and class also. So this defines the access, who can access and how much access do they have. So if we define anything with public, it will be accessible to anyone. If we define anything private, it will not be accessible to anyone other than its own class only. It will be private. And if we are talking about the default will be accessible to the same class or same package only, little bit more flexible. And protected will be accessible to same class, subclass, and same package. Same class, subclass, and subclass. Okay, so this is it. So this was the theory. Let's understand. Let's take one example and let's understand the program, the very basic program I'll write here. Let me open the Eclipse here. So this is Eclipse. I have already written one example hello world class I have created. So class is nothing but a blueprint. So we are defining what we want in this class. So we are defining, I'm defining one variable. So int count equal to 0. So you say I have defined int to this count variable which is 0. So 0 is the value for this variable count and it is of int type. You can see it is a number. So that's why I have given int. If it is this one 10.2, it should not be int, it should be double. Understood? So that's why I say it is strongly typed. We have to change it. I am giving it 0. So this is it. Now the next thing, I'm gonna create a main method. So this is the main method. In main method, what we have in main method, I'm doing syso system.out.println and I'm printing hello world. Okay, and anything in under basis it is string. So I have created a string here. Okay, now I'll do one thing, count plus plus. So count plus plus is what? Let me make it static. So it should be available to. Yeah, static is a class level keyword. Whenever we use static, then this count can be accessed directly with the name. So to make it available to everywhere inside class, we use it static. Okay, now let's print the count again. Syso count. So initially what we have count 0, but when we are doing count plus plus, what count plus plus 2, it will increase it to 1 every time we. So I'm running it. So you'll see the output. The output is hello world and 1. If I again print it, it is 1 because I have not. After running the program, it will clear the unused garbage collection is doing that. That is why if I'm every time I'm running it, it is giving me 1. Okay, so this is a simple program. Okay, in this what we can do, what else we can do, I can do one more thing. Let's say let me run it in a loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Okay, X. Now let it print. So you see it have increased it to 10, and let me print it inside this. Every time it will come into this loop 10 times, it will increase it to 1, increase it to 1 times. Like if it is 1, it will increase to, it will do plus 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Similarly it is working. Okay, so that's all for this video. In next video we'll be learning about what was the object oriented programming. We will be learning what is OOPS and what are the subparts of OOPS. Okay.